Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast episode where we will talk about the NBA2K MyCareer Discourse community. I am your host, Tyler Goodman, and in this podcast episode, I will break down a bunch of aspects of the MyCareer game mode in NBA2K and just explain the specialties of this community, all the stuff that makes it unique and enjoyable, everything along those lines. We'll talk about the NBA 2K game world and discuss what actually brings this game to life. And in this episode, I will also be joined by a roommate of mine who is greatly familiar with NBA 2K themselves. So, without further ado, let's get started. So today I will be joined by my friend Miles, and we will be talking about the MyCareer community and specifically what makes it unique and what makes the game mode enjoyable. So I'll talk about the basics and the background context of this game mode. So the NBA 2K MyCareer game mode has been sort of a staple in the basketball video game industry. It allows gamers to create personalized basketball players through a full NBA journey where they're complete with a storyline, progression, and interactions within the online community. So gamers start this game mode by creating their very own MyPlayer. They can customize their character. Gamers can choose between the player's looks, their potential attributes, and also their archetype, which we'll get into a bit later into this podcast. In addition, there's also things like the position of their MyPlayer, their enhanced stats, and also their badges. So just a quick note for those who are unfamiliar with the game, the badge system is, in a sense, a secondary stat that enhances the player's skill set. So, for example, there is a badge in the game, the Deadeye badge, and this badge enhances the player's ability to shoot over a defender when they're being contested on a three-point shot. So imagine you're like 2 feet behind the line, and all of a sudden the defender comes running after you. And when you shoot the ball with this Deadeye badge, you're able to have a better chance of the ball going into the hoop. And now I'll explain a little bit more about the city, also known as the neighborhood, but formerly best known as the NBA 2K Park. All these are essentially the same thing. It's just been updated throughout the history of the NBA 2K game. So here you can walk around, visit stores to buy your clothes, and also play 3-on-3 or even 2-on-2 street ball-like basketball games. So, without further ado, let's get into some questions. So, Miles, I know you are a part of this amazing community as well as myself, but I'm curious, why did you decide to join this community in the first place? Were there specific aspects of the game or maybe like the community itself that really flipped your switch and ultimately made you feel like you belonged in this group?
All right, well, that's a great question, Tyler. And I actually think I decided to join this community based on my favorite NBA player, Stephen Curry. The ability to create a player almost exactly like my idol was just a super awesome experience that I just wanted to have. So like you mentioned, the badges, the archetypes, everything, the height, the weight, just the customizability as a whole of MyCareer really is what drawed me in, I think. And I think just the ability to play almost make you feel like you're Stephen Curry or LeBron James or whoever your favorite player is just a really, really awesome feature that I think drew me into the game. And, I mean, another thing that really, really helped me flip the switch into joining the community is the ability to play online with your friends. I think this is a really underlooked aspect of MyCareer. A lot of people just think like you just play against the CPU, you just play in season. But the ability to go around the park, run around with your friends, do awesome dances, be mascots, whatever you want, just playing with your friends is a really, really, I mean, that's the core of video games at the end of the day, you know? Just the ability to connect with your boys online, and I think that's what drew me to MyCareer.
Wow, Miles, that was actually really impressive. Everything you just said. I mean, the aspect of playing with your friends online, like you mentioned, how it just completely goes overlooked. That really, I mean, that stuck with me. I feel like myself included, I never really I've never really understood how valuable playing with your friends is online. I mean, the game would be fun and all, just playing against the computer, playing the NBA career. But what really makes it like truly special, truly unique is the fact that you can play with your friends online. You can play against other people, and I feel like that really enhances the competition, which I think is another aspect of NBA 2K that also goes overlooked. I feel like the competition in the game is what brings fans, like brings people to the game. Like there's a reason why when YouTubers are playing that everyone's just gathered around the courts, everyone's doing their little fun emotes, trying to sneak on the court, all that kind of fun stuff. So I really like how you mentioned the online aspect of the game.
Yeah, I mean, even to talk about that competitive nature, there's that pro-am mode where you see real professional 2K players at the top of their game in heat of battle competition, you know what I mean? Like, it's just really crazy the levels that 2K and MyCareer specifically has gotten to over these past few years, and I think that you just hit the nail on the head, man. Competition is at an all-time high, and playing online with your friends is just really unbeatable at this point in 2K's legacy.
Yeah, 100%, Miles. 100%. Well, I just want to transition a little more into this online aspect that you brought up. And I want to know, like, was there ever a moment that while you were playing NBA 2K where you just felt like a deeper connection to the game because of it? You were just playing along with your friends, you know, like the everyday thing. But was there ever a moment where you just felt like, wow, this game is truly special? I get to play with my friends. I get to play the game I love, play with my idol, my NBA idol, Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a specific moment, but I'm just going to say, like, the grind of the game. Like, you start your MyCareer as what's known as a brown shirt. It's basically like the bottom of the barrel. You have no clothes, no attributes, no badges, no nothing. But over time, playing the game, just really, really working on your craft, I would say, you eventually level up to the point where you can just do almost anything in the game, you know. Shoot threes from half court. You can dunk over anyone, do crazy dribble moves. You can buy mascot skins at some point. And I just think really working up and all the time I've spent on the game playing has just ultimately not necessarily a single moment, but just the experience of grinding through the game, working all the way up from a brown shirt to a mascot has just really been an awesome experience for me. Just playing alongside my friends, doing all the things that 2K has to offer, visiting the stores, getting tattoos, whatever it may be. It's just all a part of it, and I think that's just what makes the game so special. Really, it's customizability and the amount of growth potential that you have within the game that just makes it a really, really awesome experience.
How you just like grind through the game, become a mascot. I mean, everything you explained, I can definitely relate to that. I mean, I never was able to get to the mascot level myself. However, I was able to level up to an area that sort of my level. Was there ever a specific point in time, like a moment that you were like, wow, this is just really cool? Like, I don't really think I could get this on any other video game or even with like any other community either.
Yeah, well, actually, now that you mention it, a memory does come to mind, actually. So one time I was just sitting on YouTube, just scrolling through videos, and I came across this guy named Duke Dennis, and he was a 2K YouTuber. I wasn't really familiar with the game at the time, but I hopped on his stream, and I saw him running what's known as the park with all of his boys, and I really just thought, like, wow, this is basketball online with your friends. It's pickup basketball. It's what I was doing at the time anyway. And it really just resonated with me. It caused me to download the game. And ever since I watched that Duke Dennis stream, I've just really been hooked to playing 2K. It's just been an awesome experience. And even now that I'm in college, it's a great way for me to still connect with my boys back home. We can still just always hop on the park and play some basketball. It's a really great way to stay connected with people.
All right, Miles, thank you for that response. And just one last question. I'm wondering, because for me, this has happened so many times, I can't even keep track of it. Were there any sayings, any animations, anything about the game that you took from the in-game mode itself and that you brought into your real life that you've used, maybe even playing basketball? Like, is there a certain move that you use, or is there a certain saying that you use after you make a shot?
Actually, Chris Move is one of my favorite 2K YouTubers. When he was playing the game and I was watching, I would always hear him say, "If you reach, I teach." And I think this is a great metaphor for life in a lot of ways. In the context of 2K, he was basically saying the defender reached, I was going to dribble past him and score. And I think this is applicable to real life, because if you're the defender and you're reaching, you're overdoing what you're supposed to do, I'm just going to stay back, stay calm, stay cool, collected, and I'm going to end up scoring the basketball, getting done what needs to get done, you know what I mean? And I just think it's a great metaphor for life and for basketball as well.
Miles, that's actually pretty funny because Chris Muth is actually one of the guys that I also have watched for a long time. I use one of his other sayings, which after he hits a three-pointer, he always goes, splash. When I've played street ball games, after I hit a three, it makes you feel good about yourself. Do a little celebration. That about wraps it up. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode about the NBA2K MyCareer community, where we've just discussed the community, specific aspects of the game, and Miles' personal experiences about playing the game, how it's translated to his real life, and just what made the game special to him overall. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned.